The colonization of Africa. Once upon a time, the great continent of Africa thrived, a land of kingdoms, wisdom, and plenty. From the sands of the Sahara to the lush Congo forest, our ancestors lived with the land, their hearts guided by tradition and their hands shaping their destinies. But then, across the vast oceans, strangers began to arrive. At first, they came as traders seeking gold, ivory, and spices. They marveled at the beauty of our lands, the strength of our people, and the riches of our soil. Yet their eyes were hungry, their hearts heavy with greed. Let me tell you how the wind of colonization swept through the motherland. Listen well, for this is our story, and it must never be forgotten. The strangers brought with them ships as tall as trees, carrying weapons we had never seen before. They made deals with the kings and chiefs, exchanging goods and promises. But behind their smiles lay schemes. They mapped our rivers and mountains, plotting ways to make Africa their own. In the West, they enslaved our brothers and sisters, tearing them from their villages. In the South, they laid claim to the lands, pushing our people into corners. And in the East, they sought control of the riches buried beneath the earth. Golds, diamonds, rubber, and fertile soil. All of it called to them like the song of the sirens. One fateful day in the year 1884, the Europeans gathered far away in a cold city called Berlin. Around a great table, they spread out a map of Africa, a map of lands they had never truly seen. They drew lines across rivers, through forests, and over mountains, slicing the continent like a loaf of bread. This kingdom to Britain, that one to France, Germany, Belgium, Portugal, they all took their share. No thought was given to the people, the languages, the cultures that lived there. And so Africa was carved into pieces. But Africa did not bow down easily. Brave warriors rose to defend their lands. In the east, the great Emperor Menelik of Ethiopia faced the Italians at Adwa. He rallied his people and said, "We are not slaves, we are free." And he won. Ethiopia remained uncolonized, a beacon of hope for the continent. But not all were so fortunate. In the Congo, the Belgian king Leopold claimed the land as his own and turned it into a nightmare. Men, women, and even children were forced to harvest rubber under the lash of whips. Those who could not meet the quotas paid with their hands, literally. And in South Africa, our people faced the Boers and the British, who fought not only for land, but for the control of the diamonds buried beneath it. Colonization did not just steal land, it tore apart families, erased languages, and silenced drums. They built railways not for us, but to carry our riches away. They brought schools not to teach us, but to make us forget who we were. Our kingdoms, Ashanti, Zulu, Benin, Mali, fell one by one, their glory dimmed but never extinguished. But even in the darkest times, Africa's spirit refused to die. Leaders like Nkrumah in Ghana, Lumumba in Congo, and Mandela in South Africa rose from the ashes of colonization. They reminded us that we are a proud people, worthy of our freedom. But the battle continues. Colonization left wounds that still heal. It left lines on the map that divide us and ideas in our mind that we must unlearn. But Africa rises as it always has. Remember, Africa's story is not one of defeat, but one of endurance. Colonization may have sought to break us, but it only made us stronger. Tell this story to your children and their children after that, so that they never forget who they are and where they come from. Africa was, is, and always will be home